rewind a couple of years ago, Mizuno's just kind of re-entering the putter market. Our M.Craft line comes to market, 3 different head shapes, 3 different finishes, and honestly, it was really well received. I'd say they outperformed anything we ever expected, and we've continued to grow from there. But as a new engineer entering R&D, talk to me about what you saw from Mizuno in the putter world and where you wanted to help take it.
Yeah, so when I came in the putter world, we kind of had just focused on one-piece forgings, developed head shapes based on one certain neck. So I kind of looked at our putter line, wanted to do something completely different and kind of give the consumer more options. So M.Craft X is to solve that issue and kind of add a lot more customization to our putter line.
And what I love about it is, you know, the traditional M.Craft has been pretty, I'd say, blade heavy. There have been some mallets in it, but they've kind of been small mallets, you know, really leaning towards that one-piece construction. These are totally different. So tell me about the construction of these.
Yeah, so with this putter, we're utilizing 2 different materials, which allowed us to make a much bigger head shape than we have, like you said. The front piece being a one-piece forging with the same face milling as our blades and one-piece mallets, and then the back piece being aluminum, a lighter density material to allow us to make a much bigger head shape.
And when you put those 2 together, it's kind of an interesting combo, right?
Yeah, so a really heavy front piece with a lighter back piece, the CG is really far forward. So that's going to give you the feel of a blade putter, but with the forgiveness and look of a mallet.
And I think that's a really interesting point, just because you see the world, there's a lot of people migrating towards mallets, but a lot of players are scared to take that step towards a mallet, because typically a mallet is deeper center of gravity, dynamically it closes down a little bit different. So to me, this is almost like a first step towards that, right?
Right, this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. The traditional feel that a lot of players are used to. So this is kind of a step towards a bigger putter without too drastic of a change in how it feels and performs on the green.
And when you're talking feel, you're talking the actual feel, but also the dynamic feel of it as well, right?
Right, the swing, how the face is opening and closing through the stroke.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing. That shallow center of gravity, it's pretty rare in the large putter market. So typically those have a really deep center of gravity, which means the head kind of controls things on its own. When you have that shallower center of gravity, you can put a more natural release, kind of like a player who's used to a plumber's neck style or a small blade style is used to. So it's a really interesting concept there. So talk to me about if you wanted to go in the fitting world, like how would you approach fitting this putter for yourself?
Right, so the first thing I would start with this M.Craft X line is have the person pick what shape they like to look at. From there, then dialing in which of the 3 necks they like. Kind of use how a player tends to aim to find what neck is best for them based on the offset. So if a player tends to aim further right, use a plumber's neck or the double bend, which has more offset. That's going to help them aim more left, get closer to their target. And then vice versa, slant neck, if a player tends to aim more left, the less offset's going to help them move their aim point more to the right. And then after that, have them hit the combination. Do they like how it feels? Do they like how it sounds? How it feels in the stroke, how it feels off the face? And then based on the head shape they chose, do they like the forgiveness? If they wanted more forgiveness, maybe push them towards the wing, which is the highest MOI of all 3.
So when you're looking at back pieces, do you think those are more about alignment or are those more about forgiveness? Or is it a little bit of both?
I think a little bit of both. A lot of people are very particular about what they're looking down at on the green, but these kind of also have 3 unique alignment aids. The wing really has no markings. It's got the sharp edges of the wing and kind of a half moon to give you an alignment aid. The number 5, kind of a round mallet's got the traditional line in the cavity. And then the 3rd shape, the number 4, so like a square back mallet, has got a short line with then 2 horizontal lines to give you a T-square type alignment aid.
Yeah, so it's interesting that it's really 3 different alignment styles built in within this family. Right. So, but ultimately all of them are going to deliver a lot of forgiveness just based off of the size of the model.
Correct, yeah. The aluminum really allowed us to make much bigger head shape than you've seen from Mizuno in the past.
What's really cool is kind of the contrast between those things. Typically when you see a really high-tech part that's got a lot of adjustability, a lot of things going on, that lends itself to manufacturing processes that almost take away from feel, where forging is the opposite of that. Forging puts feel back in it. So to me, what's so special about this club is we still forge that face and neck. When you forge the face and neck, you're gonna get that feel, that consistency. And honestly, there's very few forged putters in the world right now. So to have that forged feel combined with all the different high-tech bits that put together to make sure it's dialed in for you, to me, it's a totally unique part in the market.
No, for sure. And you just got to go out there and test it. If you hit it, you're gonna notice the difference, notice how it feels like a blade, but then at impact, you see the forgiveness and the result of the putts.
So that's what's so cool about it is if you start at MizunoGolf.com, we've got a configurator there where you can help kind of put it together to kind of craft the parts you talked about earlier, the visible, the sight lines, how it looks, the moment of inertia, also the different offsets and kind of how you would put those together. But the ultimate test is going to be when you go and hit it. And that's where you can find your local Mizuno fitter and make sure you get one dialed in just for your stroke.